Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. Good afternoon. Welcome to What Are You Reading with Jane and
Natalie. Nice to see
Natalie.
you all.
Okay, I didn't even get my little mouse ready for that's
Yeah.
no good, is it? Hi everyone. You know what to do, and if you're new here, just follow what everyone else does. Just tell us what you're reading in the comments. We're going to tell you what we're reading. We have an interesting segment today. But so first up, we're just going to tell you a few of what we're reading in the office and a few podcasts that are out. Is the Chris Hammer podcast out? Tomorrow. Okay, so we've had some really fantastic authors in here recently. Chris Hammer was in recently. His podcast is out tomorrow. And I think I saw on his, if you don't follow him on Instagram, go and check it out, because I think like the Daily Telegraph or something today has a full front page of his Stan series that is coming out really soon. So it's all like it's Chris Hammer's week, including the podcast that's coming out, and that of course is his Trust is his latest book, and everyone's reading it. Let us know if you're reading it. Another big and literally big name in the office this week was Matt Preston, Big Mouth. This is his memoir. You know his columns, you know his cookbooks, you know him from TV. We got to meet him in person, and he's kind of a giant in every way. Just charming, lovely, really nice, total pro at what he's doing, but really just open, not sort of guarded at all, open, and had a great chat with Cheryl and, sorry, Dex, is that one out? No, next week. Next week for this. So keep an eye out, but this one is Big Mouth and everyone is talking about that.
I was very pleasantly surprised by him. I thought, I don't know, I expected something different, I guess, when you see him on TV and everything.
Yes.
He was actually quite lovely.
Yeah, he was great.
Despite what you'd think.
Yeah. No
tiny.
star sort of energy around him. He was just really warm and friendly. But we had another superstar in the office. Now, who was that?
We did.
Yeah.
Richard Osman.
Another tall one.
Oh,
go and check out the photos on Instagram.
If you think Matt Preston is tall, Richard Osman is even taller. So of course, his Backlist, The Man Who Died Twice, and The Bullet That Missed, and this is his latest, The Last Devil to Die. We promoted that a few weeks ago. Lots to it, shocking news, Thursday Murder Club, another murder, and lots of things to solve. So if you haven't read that one, check it out. But the conversation is it out or will it be out?
It's out next week, but the book is out. If you tell us if you're reading it or if you have read any of the Thursday Murder Club series. I think that first one, the Thursday Murder Club, was the fastest selling release in the UK ever. It went gangbusters, and Steven Spielberg picked up the rights for the film, and so it'll be a really interesting conversation. And of course, Cheryl was in the podcast room, and we could just hear her cackling the whole time. So he's really funny apparently, which is great. So definitely check that out. Now I'll go back to the beginning a little here with everyone saying hello from Christine, Malvina. You're reading Gaudy Night by Dorothy Sayers. Always nice to read a classic. Jessica Gill, hi Jane and Nat. I'm reading Summer at the Lake by Erica James. Carolyn, hi Carolyn. The Last Devil to Die by Richard Osman. I think he just gets better as a writer with it. Yeah, absolutely. And Silver by Chris Hammer. So the first two books that we've held up, and you're reading that author. Win, you're giving us a segue here. Lola in the Mirror by Trent Dalton, halfway through it, loving it. Okay.
We had him in the office as well recently. Came in for a podcast. He's of course lovely, and I think that came out yesterday. So go and listen to that conversation. Clearly, lots of podcasts out, and we don't even know when all of them are out. This is obviously his much anticipated new release. Big, sweeping, heartfelt journey about a young creative girl on the run and living rough.
Everyone's raving about that, and a lot of people are saying that it's their favourite book by Trent.
I'm seeing that because we've
Yeah.
done a lot of posts and everyone has been commenting on it saying that they've either read it, going to read it, and it's probably now their favourite Trent Dalton book. So if it's not on your TBR pile, add it now.
Maybe you should take that one for your holidays.
Yes, that one will be on my...
The problem here in the office, and there's a whole team of us, so we kind of put the books out, and often we don't get to read the really big ones because someone else or a couple of other people have read it. And so we save them for the Christmas holidays, which are roaring towards us. So who are you saving for Christmas? Do you know?
No idea at the moment. I've got like a whole big TBR pile and I don't know what I'm going to read first. So I'll just add this one to the list because, you know, I've already got a huge list, and since I've got extra time off, I will hopefully get through quite a few.
Well, I got Rachel Johns, the other Bridget arrived today, so I'm taking that home and I'm going to save that one for the holidays. So yay. So going back to podcasts, I'm just going to talk about this one. We've talked about it before. I spoke to Kaz Cook. It's the menopause. This podcast is doing really well because obviously there's a lot of women out there who want to know more about perimenopause and menopause and their hormones, and are they crazy? No, you're not. So, and I was just saying before, I feel like I'm having a hot flush. Dex, poor Dex. So can you put up the whole of our podcast photos, please? Yeah. So this is, our whole suite of podcasts. Of course, we've got Stories Behind the Story, which is our flagship. There's the Be Better one, and that's where the Kaz Cook conversation is. Book Chat with Caroline Overington is incredibly popular, and we get that recorded whenever we can. And over the summer, we'll have a new What Are You Reading podcast. If you don't follow our podcast, go and check it out, subscribe to it. And if you do, let us know what you think of our podcast in the comments and if you listen to them. Tracy is also enjoying Lola in the Mirror. Emma says hello. Tracy Anderson says, I'm reading After Story. Oh, great. Did you read that one?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it was great. Christine, I'm currently reading Chris Hammer's 7. What a fabulous book. Jill says, hello, ladies. Emma says, currently reading Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. Yeah, that's hugely popular. Yeah. Denise says, hi, Jane and Natalie. Lisa says, hi, Jane and Nat. I'm currently reading, Ali Hazelwood.
I think we might have that book here.
I can't. Yeah, I've seen it today. I've been cleaning up shelves, and I think I've seen it today. So I'll bring that one in. Let us know what you think of it. I'm reading Tall Pine Polka by Lorna Landvik. That's Michael. I haven't heard of that one, Michael. Joy says, hi, girls. Just finished Back on Track by Tricia Stringer. Yeah, I really enjoyed that because I like anything about the Garn, or any train journeys. And in fact, if you like the Garn, Benjamin Stevenson also set his latest book on that as well. So, and hi, Malvina, just finished Richard Osman's series. Such fun to read. Fantastic. Kim, I'm reading You've Got to Be Kidding. Oh, by Todd. You've Got to Be Kidding, A Shed Load of Wine, Farm Full of Goats. Kim, if you're enjoying that, go back into our Facebook and do a search for that. There is a really fantastic event sort of clip. I think Todd does What Are You Reading or something, doesn't he? And he does it with the farm animals.
I think he did. Was it a day in your life, or was it just
something? But
I'll
it's great.
find the video and I'll actually link it.
We'll put the link there. So Kim, watch out for the link. It's really very, very funny, and you get to meet all the animals there. Hi, Jane and Natalie. I've just started reading The Wakes by Diane Yarwood.
You really liked that one.
Do you know what? That's one of my books of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved that. I thought it was fantastic, and I've told a lot of people to read it, and they all loved it. So Julie reading Wayward on Audible, fantastic, and my physical book, Others, were Emeralds. That's great. That's what I do as well, although I do Audible for non-fiction, and I read my fiction. Something I read just recently, and I absolutely loved. This would be another one of my reads of the year, is Mrs. Winterbottom Takes a Gap Year.
That's our book of the week.
Yes.
And she was on What Are You Reading last week
Last week. And she is coming in to record a podcast.
Yes.
And well, we won't mention the next bit, but because that'll come later. But of course, you know her last books, The Last Voyage of Mrs. Henry Parker, The Great Escape from Woodlands Nursing Home. She's Joanna's a real advocate for positive aging. This is her best book yet. I love it, and I think the age is down a little bit in this because it's about a couple at retirement age. They've worked together as doctors their entire careers. They retire together. They've kind of forgotten to have the conversation about what they want to do after retirement, and what they envision is very, very different. And she wants to go to Greece. He just wants to garden. So she ends up taking a gap year. This is laugh out loud funny, and it also breaks your heart at the same time. It's really, really well written. So great read, that one. Another really great read and a podcast that we did recently. Sorry, I'm having a complete blank. Is it
that
out?
One's out.
Yeah, it is Unfinished Woman by Robin Davidson. Now, she's famous for her book Tracks, which is like a travel classic. And this is her memoir. It goes into her past and her the death of her mother and how that impacted her life, and her fascinating life is so interesting. This is one hell of an interesting woman. So I'm actually giving that one to people for Christmas as well. It's a really cool read.
Well, another podcast that's out now.
Speaking of cool.
Yeah, Brian Brown, The Drowning. He came in. He was
amazing.
So great. So down to
totally
so
fangirling over him. Yeah.
Yeah. This is The Drowning. I think it's his debut novel. He's written some other stuff. But this is a novel, and it's suspenseful, tough, humorous, and just talks about, secrets of its small town coming to surface, all the things I know a lot of you love. So listen to the conversation with Cheryl, though. It is a fantastic one. The reason why we're talking about so many podcasts is because we actually have a podcast EDM going out this Friday with all these conversations and giving a little bit more insight into each of these stories behind the stories with Cheryl. So if you haven't signed up to our newsletter, do that now. We're going to put a link in the comments because, these are fantastic conversations, and we're having a huge week filled with so many of your favorite authors and so many great stories behind the story. So sign up as soon as you can, and that will be out on Friday.
Very cool. Now, a lot of people here are saying love Joanna Nell, love Single Ladies of Jacaranda Retirement Village, love them all. I'm reading Tea Ladies, very entertaining, love Joanna Nell's books, look forward to her new book. That's really great. Wendy is reading Wifedom by Anna Funda. Melissa, want Jimmy, his debut. Oh, okay. Of course. Yes. Short stories. That's right. Enjoyed. Anne says she enjoyed The Drowning by Brian Brown. Lynn says The Talented Mrs. Greenway by Tia Cooper. Great read. She's such a popular author, and she's a popular author with other historical authors, and I know that for a fact. And it goes to show what a great writer she is. And this is Mrs. Greenway is the wife of Francis Greenway, the convict architect who did a lot of our heritage buildings. So it's taking, the story of the forgotten female and pulling her up front and centre, and it's really great. Who else have we got here? Don't know. Now we do have some pretty exciting news. Our Christmas party for this year is on the 13th of December at 8 p.m. As usual, it's a Facebook Live. You can all join in. Prizes, special guests, and fun. We're going to have some authors in office and with some bubbles and stuff. We'll also be beaming a few authors in. A lot of you watch this party, so just go and add the event to your calendar and come along and join us. It's always such a fun night. Unfortunately, last year I had COVID, so I had to do it from home. But
I think I was
yeah,
sick as well.
yeah,
It always seems to be that end of year crunch where
Yes.
everyone's, I think we've come to the end of it, and then it's like,
I think the
someone's
year
missing
before
out.
we had some really
Yeah.
great authors in here.
Yeah.
So that's going to happen this year. We're really looking forward to that. So come along. It's a Wednesday night at 8 p.m.
And
Yeah.
speaking of special announcements, I think you have something to say, don't
I
you?
do.
Yeah.
I'm so nervous about
No,
this.
don't
I
be.
really am. So this is the advance reading copy of my novel, Tilda is Visible. Yay! It is out on February 27th next year. It is about a woman who is diagnosed, she's in her 50s and she's diagnosed with invisibility, like a lot of women in their 50s. It's a medical condition that she's diagnosed with, and she needs to learn to see herself again. And so she goes on a journey to do that, and in the meantime meets a lovely man who is blind and he sees her clearly. So anyway, this is, it's a long time coming. I'm very excited about it. I'm absolutely thrilled with some wonderful endorsements on the cover from, many of the authors we've mentioned today, who have just been so supportive of me, the book community here. And it's out with Affirm Press. Wonderful publisher, my favorite publisher, and I'm very, very excited about it. So we're doing a preview on,
I think it's the 6th of December.
The 6th of December. Yeah. So there will be copies available for a couple of months before it's released to do a preview. So if you are interested in that or any of our preview copies, preview books, make sure you're signed up to our newsletter, because that's where we announce our preview campaigns, and you can be in the running to win, because it's a number generator that chooses. You're in the running to win the chance to review a copy of a book months before it hits the shelves. So thank you, everyone.
And that's one of them. And look, you have lots of congratulations here, Tracy, Yvette.
Oh,
Jessica,
wonderful.
Looking forward to reading it.
Oh,
Helen
thank you,
says
everyone.
Malvina,
hello.
Affirm's there, cheering you on as well. They said, so excited to be publishing this fabulous book.
Yay. Thank you, everyone. All right. Well, that was easier. I just feel quite overwhelmed now, but thank you.
I think we just need to appreciate this proof cover. I just love that. Like, it's just, bounces off the page. And another thing is, I haven't read it yet because Jane only has the one proof copy.
And I'm like, keep it here.
We all really want to read it.
But
she does talk about that there's other forms of invisibility throughout the book, and so I think it's really a read for everyone, and we're all very excited to get our hands on a copy as well. Congrats, Jane.
I love all these comments. I'll come back and read them later. So thank you, everyone, and we will be back next week.
For another one you're reading. So thanks, everyone.
Keep reading. We'll